If you'd like to see more of our videos, hit the subscribe button to stay on top of the market news. Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMtrading. Today is July 13th, 2020, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the highlights of the world, I have just one word for you, and that is the NASDAQ. Once again, making all-time new highs. But first, let's take a look at the economic events of the day. So looking at the economic events of the day, just one event coming out at 5:30 South African time out of Great Britain. Bank of England Governor Bailey will be speaking. We're going to take a look at the GBP in just a second. Looking at the symbols, okay? First, looking at the currencies. The US dollar retraces versus the major pairs, including the GBP on resistance. We'll take a look at that in just a second. Looking at the indices, the NASDAQ making new highs, as we mentioned. And the Dow Jones treading behind, okay, reluctantly. It's like being pulled up with the feet dragging in the sand. And looking at the commodities, gold retraces while oil perks up about $40 again. And lastly, looking at the stocks, what is carrying the NASDAQ higher? It's the FANG stocks. The FANG stocks, FANG. You've heard me say this 1,000 times. It's the Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google that is carrying the markets higher. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're going to start here with the Euro USD at our 1 hour chart, and you could see that it's sustaining itself. Okay, this pretty much is giving us a bona fide lower range of this 112.66 as a bona fide bottom, and now we're trading at 1330. Okay, our higher limit is the 1366, so we're about 36 pips away from it. Now this is a tight range, okay? Ultimately speaking, we're in about a 100 pip range with the upper limit 1366, lower limit 1266. So that's really smack in the middle for all intents and purposes. Now we do have a minor resistance-ish level here, so just be aware of it, okay? Unless this breaks out higher. Now looking at the GBP, we see a different picture here where the GBP is a little bit stronger and changing character. This is what we like about the GBP, is that it is the stronger pair and possibly kind of shoving off some of the Brexit issues and some of the COVID issues that have been plaguing, no pun intended, the GBP. And we are trading at 126.66-ish level at this resistance level. So I do expect it to retrace here. However, if the Dow Jones continues and the NASDAQ continues to go higher, we may see this actually continue to correct itself and hit this 127-ish level as well. Now, looking at the USD ZAR, the Rand, okay, we've been watching this quite carefully. And a picture will tell not just 1,000 words, but also will tell you how to make $1,000, okay? This is really a case in point. We've been having this trend line up for over 2 weeks already. Okay, we've been having this 1712 as that parameter as a possible breakout on the downside, and sure enough, that's exactly what happened. And we're now trading at 1670. If we could trade down to 1617, that means we could test the 1645 on the downside as the Rand gains versus the dollar. Okay, so something to keep on your radar. And now jumping into commodities, gold just hovering above 1,800, which is a positive sign. And gold could really go up to 2,000 by the end of the year. And some estimates are saying 3,000. Okay, so very, very aggressive on gold because everybody's afraid what's going to happen to the dollar, okay, in the next 6 months, okay, and it is warranted. So I would be looking to buy the pullbacks every time gold continues to go down, looking to buy it on the anticipation it's going to correct itself on the upside again. Now looking at oil, we're trading at this 40.23. Now this was a nice V formation last week. Okay, we had this massive sell-off, okay, going into Friday, Thursday, and then Friday we had this correctional move. So ultimately, just one of those type of situations where the governments are jumping in to kind of save the economy and kind of perk up the economy in order that it doesn't, completely collapse. So this is a case in point of that. Now, in the anticipation that the lockdowns are going to be easing, okay, or we're going back into lockdowns, okay, all this type of scenarios right now are being played, and there's, in certain respects we're opening up the economy, in certain respects we're going back into lockdown, and this is really going to add to the volatility of the markets. It may not be rhyme or reason, but it's going to add volatility, which we love. Now, jumping into the NASDAQ, we're trading at 10,900. We've gone up, okay, in the past month. Just look at the past month, okay? We're going to start from July 1st. From July 1st, we've gone from 10,000 to 10,900. This is a rocket, okay? Not retracing. Now, at a certain point, I expect this to correct itself, but when is the big question, okay? Right now, I don't want to fight this, okay? I don't want to short this, of course not. Not as it's hitting new highs continuously. And that could have been some of the propelling reason that it's going so aggressively higher. It's called a short squeeze when, short sellers are in a position that they have to close their shorts, and it artificially kind of makes the market go higher. And that could be the case right here, because ultimately we are in a pandemic and we are going into a recession. Not the entire economy, but a good portion of the economy, okay? And the economy is still dictated not by FANG stocks, but by, regular brick and mortar, real estate, banking, consumer spending, okay? That is what fires and drives the markets, okay? And, albeit that, Apple is still okay and all these tech stocks are still okay, we still have to, fundamentally speaking, we have to stay strong. So looking at this, okay, I'm not looking to buy this on the pullback because I think it's a little bit exaggerated at these levels, but I'm not looking to short it either. Okay, so I'd like to wait to get a confirmation until I get some sort of, either a pullback that's significant enough to jump into it. Now, looking at the stocks that are driving this, Apple, okay, trading at $383, Amazon trading at $3,200. Unbelievable. This thing has doubled since March 18th, okay? Looking at Facebook, also close to its highs. And lastly, looking at Microsoft not making new highs, okay? So I'm going to be looking for one of these type of stocks to kind of make a correction and follow suit to see if the other stocks are following it, and then I would anticipate a sell-off. So something to look forward to as the markets continue to be volatile in this atmosphere. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.